They are heartbreaking images showing the aftermath of an alleged chemical weapons attack in Syria. We can't verify them or say who is responsible, but Doctors Without Borders, which is helping treat the victims, says the symptoms strongly indicate mass exposure to a neurotoxic agent. It comes as calls grow for the world to finally do something. Tonight, American naval forces are moving towards Syria, and U.S. President Barack Obama is weighing his options. Mike Drolet reports, and a reminder, some of the video in this story is disturbing.
With the international community demanding answers, Syrian state TV muddied the waters with a starkly different narrative. A chemical weapons attack in a Damascus suburb this week, it claims, was the work of rebel forces. Government soldiers, it said, had seized a rebel hideout, loaded with chemical-filled plastic jugs, gas masks, and explosives, a last resort in a losing battle. The report aired just hours after the UN's disarmament chief arrived in Damascus to urge President Bashar al-Assad to allow experts to investigate the site. A location so deadly, this man says, even the birds fell from the sky.
My first reaction was disbelief, and it was quickly followed by outrage at the level of horror and suffering which occurred on the outskirts of Damascus.
Doctors Without Borders is working with agencies on the ground. What they saw supports the belief a neurotoxin was used. By whom or what it was, they can't say. But they're reporting 373 dead and over 3,600 suffering from exposure.
This has been an overwhelming and unprecedented incident.
The Syrian National Coalition is asking for an international response, starting with a no-fly zone over Syria, something President Barack Obama seems unlikely to order.
Sometimes what we've seen is that folks will call for immediate action, jumping into stuff that does not turn out well.
Obama met with his national security team this morning to discuss what steps he could take. With Russia likely to veto any UN response, the U.S. would have to go this alone or with its allies. But boots on the ground aren't an option, leaving missile strikes as his likely move. And even that has flaws.
Now that will not protect civilians per se. It simply just will send a message that that we're going to amp up the attacks on you. But there's no good options. I mean, what you could put in some kind of military, some kind of naval blockade to weaken Syria. But then again, Russia has its only naval base in the Mediterranean is in Syria. So there's no good options for any political leader right now.
Another reason the U.S. doesn't want to move in, the wild mix of jihadi fighters on the ground. This isn't just government versus rebel forces. Hezbollah, al-Qaeda in Iran are in the mix, with Russia watching closely from the sidelines. Syria has become a powder keg, with far too many parties holding matches. Mike Drolet, Global News.